Yo, ASxTribe, what it up? What's good with y'all? Today, we're going to be going into some conspiracy theories. And yo, these joints hard hitting, all right? So you might as well go and put that seatbelt on, go and get you some popcorn, and let's get to it. Tribe up.
Ancestry DNA, it was never about helping you find your family. They told you it was about reconnecting with your past. They told you it was about discovering your roots, your lineage, your history. They told you it was about finding long-lost relatives. They lied. Ancestry DNA was never about helping you find your family. It was about tracking bloodlines. It was about finding lost kings, rulers, and disruptors who once threatened the system. The ones who have returned in new bodies, new lifetimes, new identities. Because history is not linear. It loops. And the rulers of today, they know that their old enemies are being reborn, and they will do anything to stop them from waking up. They can trace every bloodline, every descendant, every possible return of an old ruler, an exiled king, or a lost revolutionary. And if someone is born with the wrong DNA, a genetic signature that once belonged to a threat to their system, they know immediately. And they can stop them before they wake up. Do you really think the elite care if you're 5% Viking or 10% Italian?
What y'all think about that clip, man? I think that clip is real. I think they really know who we are. It was recently revealed to me about my past lives. And I was recently given past life name. When I got that, I instantly understood what my mission is in this lifetime. I think they know this stuff, man. I think that's why they got these school systems set up the way they got them set up. But yo, if I'm reaching, y'all let me know. Tell me what y'all think about it in the comments.
It's the same as the Great Reset in 1776. Look at this, guys. It's uncanny. When the Rothschilds were becoming established, it's exactly the same time as when Tartaria was on their downfall and the reset was happening. Has anyone ever looked at this? It's obvious, guys. Again, in 1776, it's the same timeline as the Rothschilds timeline. When they were coming into power, it was the same time as the Great Reset, guys, and the mud floods. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Also, this is the Rothschilds' humble abode. Look at the etheric technology on the top. I think they were a Tartarian family, and they took over, and they knew exactly what was happening, so they made a new world order. Also, the Rothschilds are connected to the Oddfellows. The Oddfellows were in charge of all the orphanages through the reset, and the Cabbage Patch Kids. Bit weird, yeah? Also, the Rothschilds funded all the wars, and the wars were only there to destroy all of the old world architecture, guys. Ain't it really adding up now? Understand?
This makes sense to me, right? Cause I don't know if y'all if y'all went down the whole rabbit hole with the Cabbage Patch Kids and the World Wars. But yo, take a second and go look that stuff up, and then come back and leave a comment and tell me what you find out. Because I'm trying to tell you, this makes sense when you look at all of that, right? When you look at all that history.
And last but not least, the Rothschilds loaned £400,000 back in 1850s. Today, that would be 4.7 billion to the Catholic Church. Come on, guys. They took it from old world to new world, can't you see? And they also destroyed all of the world fairs.
Right now I'm going to just read a quote from Edward Mendell House and what he had to say in a private meeting with Woodrow Wilson, president between 1913 and 1921, from the private papers of Woodrow Wilson. Quote, "Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda."
See what I'm saying? They could compel people to submit to their agenda by the birth certificates and all this stuff like that, man. It makes total sense to me, man. What y'all think?
Which will affect our security as chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer not being able to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions.
Try this why racism makes no sense, right? Because at the end of the day, they all want us as slaves to them, man. This is why it makes no sense. Because these people don't care. They don't care. They don't care what color you is. At the end of the day, they're gonna try to put everybody in the, you know what I mean?
Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivered the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent forever to remain economic slaves through taxation, secured by their pledges.
See what I'm saying? Tribe, you see what I'm saying?
They will be stripped.
The real reason no one in the West is talking about Hindu fascism. It's because caste, the root of Hindu fundamentalism, is the same thing as white supremacy. The two systems fit together so neatly, and nobody wants to rock that boat. The RSS knew it. They saw the British as cousins. They did not oppose colonialism. And when the British found the caste system, they were delighted. A system of racial hierarchy that predated them by several thousand years. What could be better than that? They hardly had to do anything. And that's why upper caste Hindus in the West think they deserve this model minority status and look down on black people. It's the same thing their families have been doing for centuries. Black people exist in India too. They're called Dalits. It's the same thing.
Tribe, listen, this is what I think. What they did was they came, they set up this caste system according to race, and then it became according to socioeconomics. It don't matter if you black or you white. At the end of the day, they gonna make you a slave. It don't matter if you purple or green. At the end of the day, they gonna make you an economic slave. They gonna make you work for them. That's what it is. You heard? That's what it is, tribe. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all tell me if y'all think like I'm going overboard or reaching or something like that. But that's truly what I feel, tribe.
Now, I've got 2 degrees, one from Oxford, one from Cambridge in social sciences, including primarily the study of the politics and sociology of developing countries. And it took the internet for me to learn about caste. As soon as dial-up internet came about, that was when I discovered what it was all about. Until then, I didn't know. I knew all about racism, nothing about caste. It serves the interests of the global ruling class. That's why.
So the question was, out of the entire world's population, what percentage is... There are people who said 60, 80. Somebody even said 90. Do you know what the real answer is? It's 7%. 7%. That means we don't even have the numbers to keep up with supremacy. What that means is either we're letting them keep it up or we're actively helping them keep it up.
For entertainment purposes, educational purposes, tribe, all we got to do, stop trusting, stop acknowledging their system, tribe. Stop believing in their system. Stop. That's all we got to do. And it'll fall. It's already falling, but...
Because they don't have the manpower to do it by themselves.
All y'all got to do is see the humanity within each other. Just see the divine spirit within each other. And we could be done with this shit. We don't got to go through this stuff, man. We don't got to sit here and go through all this corporate greed and all this taxation and all this stuff they put in. We don't got to deal with it, tribe. All we got to do is just recognize each other and help each other. That's it, tribe.
What if we all collectively said, I don't want to be in a place or support the ideas of white supremacy? It would be over. It would be over. This is such a game changer for me. 7%? They're only there because we keep them there.
Today, it's been on my mind is the amount of trauma that our culture creates and recreates and recreates and recreates. And I just think about it, right? In order for us to be in this state where we're always in competition, stemming from this Greco-Roman European mindstruct that there's not enough resources on the planet, so we're always in competition. And in order to be in competition, I need to create an enemy, even when there is none. So black folks have always been our enemy because they are the ones that understand the abundance of life. They live a village to raise a child. That is a sharing community full of love and enjoyment. And we didn't have that. We don't have that connection coming from where we come from. That's sad, but because of it, we feel traumatized. We're weaponized in our trauma to hate somebody, to see somebody else's success as an enemy to us, to see someone else living in a land that has resources that we seek as an enemy to us. We create that enemy. We don't have to be enemies with black folks. They have shown us love and are waiting to show us more love when we finally stop this mental trauma game of thinking we're in competition and they are our enemy. And we do it with brown folks, right? We do it with indigenous cultures and aboriginal cultures all over the planet. Wherever we have gone, we have caused harm instead of appreciated the love that we were shown. And that's a trauma brain response. So when I speak about the need for repairing the harm that we have caused others, it is also so that we can learn our own humanity and break down and tear down these walls of our own trauma-brained response as white folks. And no, I'm not asking anybody to feel sorry for us.
I'm about to prove that their time is up. Everything is energy. So what they did was overrun the negative energy on top of the positive energy, causing us to drop down, as in like a spiral. This is how we end up in a black hole. They reverse their energy, but positive energy cannot die. So we ended up creating a whole reality for them to live in also, because our minds will refuse to die, because we create reality literally, and that's what they're manipulating by changing our energy, reversing it. That's why the whole world is so negative now. As I said, we fell into a spiral going down to a black hole. That's what the end of the spiral of this actual Eye of Horus means.
Yo, Tribe, if you feeling that, you already know. Put them spirals down in the comment, you heard?
Also, Horus is another name for Jesus. And then we have the famous Nazi symbol. But as y'all can see, there's plenty more symbols just like it. Why is that? Because they all represent the black sun. The four corners of the earth going into a spiral, which is the black hole. Now we have the Statue of Liberty, who is Apollo, which is really Mars. The torch literally represents the fake sun that NASA has a patent for that blocks out the black sun. The 7 candlesticks represents the 7 planets that took over, which is a dragon / reptilian. This is why I constantly preach that 2025 is the last year of this reality. Because once we approach the sun, it has to reset no matter what. This is also the reason why I said they're going to start pulling some crazy moves right beforehand, because they don't have any time. They have to try to get us to produce as much negative energy as possible in order for them to manifest their desired reality.
I think that we might be seeing a war being put together right now, not by men. And consequently, the Masons in Europe refer to their masters as, quote, the hidden chiefs or hidden masters. Somehow or another, the hidden masters behind world events, today we refer to them as Illuminati or whatever. I'm more interested as to who are the gods behind world affairs. Who are the brilliant minds at the top of the pyramid, symbolically? Who are the intellectual elites behind world events? I'm totally sure there's only a handful, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they were the Elohim, the Anunnaki, the men who look like men. You know, so many people have said, how can these people go to war killing innocent women and children, like the First and Second World War, murdering and killing? How could men do this? I don't think men are doing it at all. I think that there are powerful entities in this world who look like men, and they give the orders, and you better jump. And I don't care if you call yourself president, it just don't matter. If you get in their way, they'd sooner kill you as anybody else. They got an agenda, and you had better jump when they say.
All right, Tribe, that's all I got for today. If you made it to the end, go ahead and drop that hashtag ASxTribe up in the comments. And as always, y'all know I got the artist coming up. If y'all like her song, go ahead and run up her TikTok. Tell her I sent you. Till next time, I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.
Concentrating, focus, 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 focus. Always calculating, calculating. Plus, 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 plus. Everything is flowing, 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 flowing.